be lying if I told you everything is gonna be...
Doncs hola a tots, estem aquí molt contents. Avui tenim a un amic nostre que arriba del Canadà, ell és xinès, de Hong Kong, i viu al Canadà i és un songwriter, un cantautor de música folk que ens encanta. Ell és en Tennyson King, li donem la benvinguda. Hola, Tennyson! Com estàs?
Hi, Tony.
How are you? That's such a cool introduction. I love it.
Yeah.
That sounds great in my language.
Something? Good. So I was introducing you to our friends. It's a pleasure to talk to you and to know some more about your music. We have discovered you these days in this Global Music Match project, and we want you to ask you how much time. It's your third album, I think, that you have released, and I think the last song that you released is in Mandarin. Maybe could be like this.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
So,
yeah. Yeah, my last song.
And is the first? Yeah.
It was that. Yeah, I just started releasing songs in Mandarin just this past 2-3 years, and I was turning my English songs and translating them to Mandarin to sing, just for me to get more in touch with my culture and my Chinese heritage.
So nice. We love so much. And explain to us when did you start to compose songs and to dive into the music, songwriter.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've always been songwriting since I was a teenager. You know, I think when I was a teenager, I would play guitar, and if I got upset about something, I would just write about it. I was writing a lot of like angry, like Metallica kind of rock and roll music when I was a teenager. You know, when you're young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but then from there, I just would write often, and then it was maybe like in my mid-20s, I decided to start pursuing music as a career and just writing music all the time with other artists and for myself, and it became very, very therapeutic for me. So something that it helped me get through tough times, and I love writing songs. So I'm always happy to write music with people and share with people.
That's so nice. And you have been touring so much. We have a look to your touring schedule, and it's amazing. You are always playing away, so it's so nice and so intense, I think, for you.
Yeah. I love touring. I love traveling around like everywhere in the world. So for me, when I started playing music, it was very natural to just combine traveling and music. I mean, I think as musicians, we're so fortunate that we can go anywhere in the world and play music, and it's such a universal language, and people will understand it even if you don't speak the same language always.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love being on the road. I love playing music to new people, exploring different cities, learning about different cultures, and connecting with people through music. So I love it.
Nice.
So nice.
Let
And
me ask
which, digas, Luis.
how do you consider yourself? Because in Spain we have the thing about songwriter, folk singer. You know, I don't like names or titles for but do you consider yourself as a songwriter or musician or?
Yeah, I consider myself, I guess, a songwriter for sure, because creating is my favorite part of music.
Mm-hmm.
I love playing music in general, but I think if I didn't get to create music or create music with people, I don't know if I would love it as much. You know, like I don't know if I could just play guitar every day for a year, like the same thing. You know what I mean? Like playing the same thing all the time. Like I need to make stuff and create stuff to share. So I think being a songwriter, I really enjoy. So a singer-songwriter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And I have found also indie for singer-songwriters. So this cooler, I don't know. ¿Cómo es digo, no? It's nice. So, and I have read in one of your biographies that said that as a young person, I didn't see any musicians of Asian Asian musicians performing. So I should be very interested in have this inspiration. And now you are one of this inspiration, I think, for young people, for new musicians. So how do you feel to be this that you were looking for? So it's so nice, I think, for you.
Yeah, it feels really great. And it's funny because it's something I didn't even realize at the time when I was younger, because, you know, we always, when we think back when we're older about how we grew up, we start to learn about those things. So it was only the past 5 years when I realized that I never really had in Canada, where I grew up in Canada, there wasn't a lot of Asian musicians to look up to or be inspired by. And it definitely changed and affected how I pursued music now as an adult. So now that I feel like I have a good platform, I'm always trying to promote Asian artists, and I love, inspiring any young Asian artists in the community to try pursuing music, because it's not really common. Especially my background's Chinese. It's not very common for Chinese culture and tradition for parents to let their kids pursue music as a career. You know,
So
it's very, very kind of like, you know, law or medicine or those sort of things. So yeah.
Yeah, I know. My father wants me to study engineering. I don't know,
Oh,
like yeah. So the same, like medicine.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt again, but
No, of course.
we have to
No,
say
no.
that from the beginning of the in the interview, many congratulations, because well, today is Monday. Tennyson is in Canada. We are in Barcelona. Different hour. Here is almost 6, and in Canada it's almost
12. Yeah.
But I think it was this weekend on Friday. You won an award from the Mrs. Right? So congratulations, man. Bravo.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was a songwriting award. So just to go back to your question of songwriter, I guess I am a songwriter.
Yeah, so I think it's great, you know, to win a songwriter, because I was talking in our other interview at our team. We have to mention that in this global music match, we are team 3, and we have other collaborations. We've been interviewing Kelly Brujaha, and another songwriter. And I think myself, I think it's really difficult to write a song. You know, what about to, you know, because I think I'm not sure, but I think it was Bob Dylan mentioned that maybe it's not necessary to write more songs, because, you know, it's yeah, I think maybe I'm wrong, you know, but you know, what can you say? Because I don't want to say everything is said, but wow.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, like it seems like everything has been said, right?
Yeah, it's wow. The same in terms of music, you know. I compose more instrumental music, and sometimes it's difficult, really difficult to say something. I don't want to say new, but something interesting, you know.
Yeah. And that's interesting, because I mean, I think creating music and songwriting is that line between, are you creating it for other people or to meet the requirements of saying something new, or is it for yourself because you need to do it? Because then when you're doing it for yourself, it doesn't even really matter if what you're saying has already has been said. Right? So it's like trying to find, but we also want to reach people with music. So we kind of have to find that line of being true to ourselves, but trying to create something very unique too. So it's an interesting thought.
Yeah, I think it's difficult because you want to say something that touch people, that say, wow, is you know, for example, in terms of poems in Spain, it was a really well-known poet called Federico García Lorca, that especially in flamenco music, they take a lot of his poems, and wow, they are beautiful. They are amazing. And sometimes the music is beautiful, but my ear that usually goes to the music sometimes goes to the lyrics, because it's, wow, what a beautiful way to say something about love or wherever. And I think it has to be really difficult. And I think, as you mentioned, you can write write something for yourself that it keeps up your place and maybe is therapeutic, like you mentioned. But to say something is, and in fact, all of us that in all our team and the Global Music Match, we are trying to say something, and I think it's really difficult.
Yeah, it's hard for sure.
But it's so nice, I think.
But in other sense, I think one of the things I'm really enjoying, I'm discovering, because as you say, as a musician, we travel a lot. And I think is one of the best parts of the music, of being a musician. You know, is travel, find new people, meet new friends, play with other people, stay. I don't know you, but usually sometimes when we are going to a festival or another city, we stay with friends, not in a hotel, because sometimes it's not enough money, so we have to stay with other people and say. And it's more, you know, I think it's nice to be in. Okay, I would like to be in a 5-star hotel.
A bed. I've slept on a lot of couches and a lot of floors.
Yeah, same to us. So, but in the other hand, is interesting the communication about all the other musicians, and I think it's one of the nice parts about the Global Music Match.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And sorry, I'm dominating the interview, but I have another question.
No, speak. So I want you to ask, Tennyson, when you're touring, you play, so I think that you have got several formations, so you can go alone or you can go with the band.
So I go, I do anything from, I do a lot of solo stuff.
Yes.
Because it's the most money efficient right now.
Yeah.
I
know.
But I love playing with bands. So I sometimes play with a 4-piece band, sometimes with a 6-piece band, and sometimes with just 2 of us, like 2 musicians, me and a keyboard player. And he also triggers sequence drum machines and beats too. So it can be pretty full. I try to make it so I'm as flexible as possible. You know, just being able to play with different types of musicians all over. At one time when I was touring in China, I had a banjo player actually. So like that, I had a banjo player touring with me in China, and that was the first time for me having a banjo on this type of music that I've been playing and writing. And that was really cool. That was like very cool. And it was even cooler in China because the banjo doesn't exist in China. Like they don't have it there. So when people see it, they're very like, oh wow, what is that instrument? And that was very unique too. So
cool.
Yeah.
And how
so cool. Yeah.
I think is also the a question all of us we have. But how about your booking? Do you have a booking agent or manager, or do you book yourself?
Yeah, I mostly do everything myself. I sometimes work with booking agents in different countries for some shows, but never like the entire tour. I manage everything. And so I have a team sometimes that work with me, depending on how big the project is. So like when I released my last album, I had a team, like a manager working with me for the whole year, and then a publicist. So just so I don't have to do as much work. But I'm still like the boss, and I have to organize everything and hire everyone.
Yeah, but it's interesting because it's the same here. You know, it's sometimes. I like to talk about. Sometimes it's kind of different leagues of musicians. You know, of course, to me the first league is the big pop stars or whatever, and then I'm under. Sorry, I'm not under. But anyway, so the thing is that at least in Spain, it's a pity. There's not a booking agent people that can help us, to book gigs, festivals, But as you mentioned, when we have our album release, okay, we go to a company. Okay, say the album is going to be released on this date, and they contact all the journalists, everything. But the booking is kind of a mix of we do the email that sometimes for I think we have to spend our time, practicing or writing or wherever.
Yeah.
But I'm talking with many different people, always is the same. All of us, we do this thing that is, it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
You have to send
Yeah.
a lot of email, called, hey, yeah, and then they say, oh, do you have YouTube videos? Oh, yes. Do you have something new?
But yes, I already emailed it to you, but you never answered. So that's all, yeah.
Exactly. So it's wow, it's a lot of energy, and it's
Yeah.
because at the beginning I was thinking just me. Oh, I'm a loser because I'm doing my booking, but then talking with all the people and also people all around the world, it's the same.
Yeah, no, we're all losers in that sense.
Mm.
We're all doing it ourselves.
Yeah. So, but it's interesting to know exactly like you say. We are a losers. We can
You are losers.
we can write a song.
Yeah.
And what about the government? So you've got aids from the government that help you. We were talking before with Kenny about in France that they have these intermittents, and when if they have been working all the year, the next year they can stay at home working and creating and developing new projects, and the government pays them for this year of work.
Oh wow.
I don't know if you have got something similar.
No, that sounds really good though.
Oh yes. We want also that, but we don't have.
No, we don't have. I mean, in Canada, we have a lot of grants. So
Good.
the government offers, a lot of grants. So you have to apply for it, which is tricky. So you apply and then you don't always get it. But if you do, you can get like up to sometimes $50,000 Canadian to help you record. And then they have grants to help you tour. So they're everything you apply for, but it is, you can get it. So it's good that we have that. So the government does help here, but nothing like that where you can work a year and then take a year off.
Nah, it's amazing. We want that in our life.
yeah. I think the whole world needs that.
Yeah, the system in France is great because also is you are going. I have friends that at 60 they were, of course, as a musician you are not going never to be retired because you are all your life you are going to play.
Yeah.
But in terms of money, at 60 he was retired, so no more.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no more gigs. With bad gigs.
Just do whatever, like all the good ones and whatever they want. Yeah.
Exactly, and they call because I assume you speak French.
I don't know. I mean a little bit, but not very well. Yeah.
Because like Carol says, it's called l'intermittence du spectacle. So it means the intermittent of your job. They say because you are not working.
Very clever.
They say, okay, this period of your year, you are not working, you are going to be paid. So it's great. And I don't want to interrupt, but we are going because we are Zoom. And I would like to mention that if you want to say something to our thousands of fans here in Barcelona, I want to say something to them before we are finished.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'll tell this. I've been to Spain a few times and I've been to Barcelona once. But I want to come back sometime to play music and meet people. And I'll tell you my very first experience in Barcelona. I was, I think, about 19 years old, so well over 10 years now, long time ago. But my first time I was backpacking. And I was walking, I don't remember where it was, but it was like a boardwalk along the ocean. I was walking and I saw these group of people playing guitar in a circle, just singing. And I just sat down with them and just spent the until 5 a.m. sitting by the water, drinking and playing guitar and singing. And it was such a cool experience. And ever since then, I was always thought, now that I'm a musician, I was like, I want to go back to Barcelona and experience the music culture again because of that influence. And it always, I remember it all the time. So, so hopefully all your lovely fans in Spain and Barcelona, I can meet them sometime and I can come and even play some music with you too. That'd be really great.
Yeah, it would be so nice.
Yeah. I think one of the things about global music match is to this change of ideas and visit. So it will be great. So it's great. I don't know if you
Yeah.
something, Carol, just to finish.
Yes, I would like to say you thank you, a pleasure to talk to you, and we hope to have you in Barcelona. So, and to all of our friends, you can find Tennyson King music on social media. So follow him. Yes, recommendation. Thank you,
Cool.
Tennyson.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, Tennyson. Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.